got my laces tied. My trusty podcast by my side. If you wanna talk fun, it's the place to be. Yeah, it's the drop, D-R-O-P.
Hi, this is Thomas with Believe in the Run.
And this is Robbe with Believe in the Run.
This is Megan with Believe in the Run.
And this is Carl with Believe in the Run.
Finger guns. There we go. We're ready to roll today. Memorial Day week. I don't know. Memorial Day weekend's got us feeling like it's Monday, but it's not.
Yeah, it's Tuesday.
I forgot to put out the garbage this morning.
Yeah.
Missed the whole garbage truck.
That throws me off every time.
Yeah. Carl doesn't have to worry about it. You probably have a chute.
I do, right at the end of my hallway. Never have to leave.
Goodbye, trash.
Yep.
Like you have like a Willy Wonka, the bad egg chute.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Have you ever thought about jumping in it or?
No, because it's a little dirty. And it's a little
If it was a laundry chute, though, you'd think about it.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I don't know, because what if you get stuck and then claustrophobic? You'd be like
freak
stuck
out.
in the tunnel and you couldn't move your arms.
Couldn't even get your phone out
Yeah,
to call for
and
help.
you'd be like-
That would be a nightmare,
Oh,
honestly.
dude. I think I would pass out real quick if I was stuck in a chute.
I don't understand how the spelunkers do that, especially the ones in weird, like a cave in Kentucky or something.
There's a dude who's going on a camping trip who walked into a cave, and I'm like, why would you even? I'm not going in a cave.
I would go in the cave. I have before.
Okay, but you don't know what's in the cave.
I know, but that's part of the adventure.
Okay.
I mean, it depends where it is. If it's like high chance of bear, maybe.
I don't mind a bear. I don't want a man living in the cave.
Oh.
Okay. Caveman.
Well, don't break into my house then. Jeez.
We had to do splunking when I was younger. It was like a crazy field trip we did. I'm trying to think of why.
It was when you were working at that diamond mine in Africa?
Yeah.
All the kids were doing it.
Here's a pickaxe.
It was terrifying, but we were like in a group. So there was someone in front of me and someone behind me. So I felt like I was safe. Like that person's going to get stuck first. And there's someone behind me. So like I was like okay with it. But it was weird.
I don't know. I did the cenotes in Mexico. Mm-hmm. And they're underground water tunnels, like rivers underground.
Yeah.
And there's something eerie, even though, I had like gear. It was pretty eerie going into like pitch black.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's definitely bats everywhere.
My friend went to Penn State and it's just on a farmer's property or something. There was a cave up there that like students knew about, but it was in the side of a hill or something. And we definitely went through like holes and things and
Scary.
I feel like you could just get abandoned. Like if you just forgot the way you came in. Because I don't know, I didn't really know the markers. I don't know. I guess it seemed like a good idea at the time.
That would be an amazing suspense horror movie. It's like you take someone down to the caves, like you go down with a friend, and their whole goal is to like lose you down there.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I'm surprised they haven't made something like that.
Yeah, that's a horror
There's
movie.
so many things that could go wrong.
Yeah, cave-ins, oxygen,
Bat bites.
Yeah,
All right.
bears.
Apparently you're listening to the Drop podcast. I'm unsure where that just went.
I will say, I know we're supposed to talk about running, but we drove by the park and I saw people playing tennis. I was like, maybe I should just start playing tennis.
Believe in the tennis?
Yeah,
Just switch it up.
yeah,
We could do that.
yeah. Just move right into the racket.
I don't
sports.
like tennis. It's too hard.
I mean, running warehouse.
I was
has-
literally just going to say that. Tennis warehouse, running warehouse.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, we could do
We're
that.
already
We could do
in.
the
easy
opposite.
transition.
Yeah.
I mean,
They're doing well.
Pickleball's ridiculously hot right now.
I think there's starting to be a backlash.
No, it's just the younger crowd thinks it's not cool because all
Yes.
the older people do it.
I
Like,
believe that.
My
Yeah.
boys think it is the worst
Lamest
thing.
thing.
They're like, oh, they're like these old people go to our pool and they take over the basketball court and they're just hours out there.
My wife is super into it, and so we played at when I was back home. There's a park across the street from where I grew up, and there's 2 tennis courts, but they basically convert them into 4 pickleball courts with lines and nets and everything. And yesterday we went, and there was like 30 people there this is kind of in the country too. This isn't like in a city. And they were all, I'm pretty sure we were the youngest people by 10 years. But they're incredibly athletic, like destroyed us, which is crazy to me. Because one of the guys was like my friend's dad who smoked Marlboro Red Unfiltered his whole life. And he's like dominating the court. He's like the king of the court and incredibly athletic.
There's a bunch of retired people that are like spending all day learning how to play pickleball.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I have friends that are a little older than I am. Yeah. And she was telling me how much she's playing hours a day. Like it's like what they do.
Yeah.
It's like they come home from work and go.
It's pretty great though.
Go hit pickleballs.
Yeah.
Not a bad way to live.
I mean,
I just love the way I was introduced to the sport when we went to Falmouth. We saw the sign. We're like, what do they talk about? No pickleball.
There's like all these signs in the neighborhood, like
NIMBY.
Yeah, total NIMBY signs. NIMBY. They were so annoyed with the sound of the plastic ball in their vicinity. Yeah, it's like such a classic Cape Cod type situation.
Yeah. That was like 4 years ago, wasn't it?
Vampire Weekend.
Yeah. But yeah, how was your Memorial Day weekend?
It was lovely. My mom came into town, so she spent the whole weekend here with us. We went down on the B&A and did a run, which was actually a lot of fun, and it was pretty funny because I didn't realize, but I guess every Saturday they have like a very low-key 5K race on the B&A at 9 a.m.
Is it like a park run or whatever?
Yeah, there was like maybe 100 people.
Okay.
Like it was pretty small.
I think it's free.
Yeah.
So it probably is that or something like that.
And so the timing just happened that we were like crossing the street and I see this giant group of people and I'm like, oh, like what are we about to go into? And then they all take off and I put all the pieces together later that we ran into this 5K. But
did you win?
Well, it was funny because my mom was like, I feel like you're going to win and we shouldn't be here because we passed the entire field except for like 3 guys. But at one point
So was your mom riding a bike?
Yeah, riding a bike.
Gotcha.
At one point there was this kid who did not want me to pass him. And so he went like with me for probably like 30 seconds. But you can tell when someone's like working really hard and he was like totally out of breath. And
the strides are like 10 feet long.
Yeah. And I was like, I mean, you can run with me here. And in like 30 seconds. And then all of a sudden you heard this like gasp of like, oh.
Did you turn around and laugh at him?
No, I just kept running. But yeah, it was fun because I like haven't been doing speed work really, and I'm not like doing any workout, so it was just fun to kind of be out there and get competitive.
Yeah, in other 5K news, my guy, I probably shouldn't. I should stop talking about him on the podcast, but I get so excited.
No. You should.
He jumped into a 5K. I didn't even know he was running the 5K.
Yeah,
oldest.
Yeah,
oldest.
Theo.
How old is he?
He's 16.
16. Okay.
He ran in 18:22.
All right.
And was 3rd place at his 5K.
Nice.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Man.
I mean, I was pretty proud. And then we went. We did another trail run on Sunday. We went to. So far, we've done Gunpowder.
Okay.
We just did Oregon Ridge.
Yeah.
And he liked Gunpowder better than Oregon Ridge, so he wants to go back to Gunpowder.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
I don't know. I still don't think I'm going to be ready for the Ober Hills.
Is there a 3-mile option?
No.
Oh.
No, there is.
For Oberhills?
Yeah, well, for the Ober Hills party that we're having with Mountain Coast.
Oh, I thought you meant.
Yeah.
Okay.
June 21st, it'll have a 3-mile option and the regular 6.66.
Let's say the regular Devil's Cut is treacherous for sure.
Yeah, and you should definitely come if you're in the area between DC and Baltimore on June 21st. We're going to have food truck that Mountain Coast is covering.
Cooper's.
Like buying you basically
That's
your
actually crazy.
post-run burger.
Yeah, I mean, that's worth the 3
It's
miles
good stuff,
right
yeah.
there.
And they're also doing some T-shirts giveaway. And then we are also going to have, I don't know, I might have an adult beverage on.
They're also raffling off a bunch of shoes.
Yeah,
So
the new T1.
You have a chance of winning those.
So that's, well, I guess we'll put it in.
And you'll get to try
Put that in
Yeah.
this description. Can you write that down so I don't forget it?
Yeah, there's an RSVP that
To put it in the description.
that we'll share with everyone.
Yeah, and this week I also ran with the Fast Ambassadors on Saturday. And I will tell you, it truly is week to week what that run's going to be like. And I was running basically around the same pace I was running the week before when I was like in the middle of the pack.
Yeah.
This time I was at the like way back. And not only that, this woman came with her. She brought a guy with her, and I don't know if they were together, but they were running. She did a whole post afterwards about how she's like encouraging people, if you haven't gotten dropped by a run group, you should come and try it. she's like, I got dropped, but it motivated me to like come back and try harder. And she ran fast, and I messaged her. I was like, hey, you got dropped, but I was still behind you.
Yeah, you dropped me.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's a fun.
That's why this podcast is called The Drop, because we're always getting dropped.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty much.
At least 2/3 of us.
But that's the thing is, I so much respect for the people who come out, because it is nerve wracking. You know, it is one of the faster paced groups in Baltimore. But people come out, maybe the first time they're a little bit behind. Next time they show up, they're not. And then before you know it, they're in the CIA, living in Japan.
Yeah.
Like Mara, and dominating.
Yeah.
Do you remember when she first came out? She was like always in the back, and then she slowly started.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's most. Yeah, that's the case.
What happens.
Yeah, I did the opposite.
Except, yeah, I was like, that's what happened for me for a while, and then it just backpedaled.
Yeah.
You peak at some point, and then it starts reversing.
I'm on the other side of the plateau. I can't see the start.
Did you do any trail running while you're up in
Yeah, so I had a very interesting running experience while I was there. So I went to the park where I like to run, Swatera State Park, and met my one friend there. So we were just gonna do a nice chill 10 miles. And let me just tell you this cascading series of errors and events that is unsurprising. But all right, so when we were leaving the house to go away from Memorial Day weekend, I had my clothes set out, packed them. I was kind of rushing in my packing. Forgot to pack all my running shorts. Didn't have any running shorts.
Not a single pair.
Not a single pair.
Which is weird, because we have lots of shorts.
Yeah, way too many.
Yeah.
And so I realized...
Tell me you bought a pair.
No.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. No, I would have just ran in my underwear.
That's what I figured.
So I texted him I asked if I could borrow a pair of shorts.
Oh, jeez.
The dude who reviews gear for a living is asking to borrow shorts.
It's insane.
But also, like, I don't want those shorts back.
Yeah, I think that was the vibe. He gave me a pair of those cheapy New Balance ones that I feel like they give us every time we go to an event or something.
Dude, those are like one of my favorites now. I don't know.
No, you're not talking about the RC.
These are like the outlet version.
Okay.
Like, they didn't have any pockets, so this is where it gets...
Okay, the RC one I really do like.
Those are actually
RC
fun.
ones are pretty sick.
It's got a control top, though. That is a snug liner.
It is, yeah.
No bounce.
No. So these shorts didn't have any pockets in them, which I'll get back to. My watch was at 10%, so
you were ready for this run.
Yeah, you were just...
for sure.
Well prepared.
In my defense, Chorus, the battery life is too good, so it's not.
Yeah, I do it too all the time.
Do you grease up though? Like, did you have like your glide or anything?
No, when that came back, I also got chafed pretty good with that liner.
Speaking of Chorus, real quick before we move off of that, I saw the best watch short I've ever seen for a GPS watch. Santo just put one out that was like their little reel on Instagram.
Oh, okay.
Like amazing. I was like, wow.
I think Ryan's testing that watch right now.
I'm like, how much money did that cost? Because there's some tricky stuff going on.
Okay.
Makes Aubrey look like he's not even doing transitions.
Wow. All right. Yeah. Well, so yeah, I guess check that out. Yeah. But this is all. Of course, I only gave myself like a half an hour to get ready as well. So I'm like, I'll just use my phone for Strava. When I got to the run, that's when I changed, and the shorts didn't have pockets in them. So I locked.
Wait, why?
I actually didn't lock.
Why are the pockets so important?
This is why it's important because I have when I take my car key off, I always put them in a short pocket to make sure I don't touch it during the run, that it just stays in that pocket. Mm-hmm. Instead, I did have a handheld bottle, the Nathan 16 ounce, where you put your phone and your one Morton and maybe your car key in it. Mm-hmm. And
I kind of feel like I know where this is going.
Yeah, you might know where this is going. So, because this has happened to me before. We ran our first half of the run and then stopped like halfway through and then ran like another 3 miles before I think you had to tie a shoe and then we made the turnaround to come back. So get back to the car and I opened my zippered pouch, which I had stopped we stopped at the halfway point. So I took my phone out to pause it, grabbed my gel, took my gel, probably put my hand down by my side while I was taking my gel. And then
key slipped out.
Yeah. So there was no key in my handheld bottle after the 10-mile run.
Is this a normal key or like a battery key?
It's the battery.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's I don't have a push button car, so it's not like the key fob, but it's a
push button car.
It's
the regular Subaru.
Like you got to put a key in the ignition.
Yeah. But it's not the push to start.
Yeah.
All right, this is Carl with your first check-in. Memorial Day weekend just happened. Summer Grit just opened. Hope you all registered and are ready to throw down for the summer. Hopefully you got some good deals on some new running shoes over the weekend too. Hope you took advantage of those Memorial Day sales because we are now in full swing. So if you're out there right now getting some pre-miles, some pre-grit miles going through June, just remember to enjoy it, take it easy. Hopefully you're not training for a serious race anytime soon. So just enjoy the miles that you're out enjoying right now.
All right, very excited. Element is still a sponsor of this podcast, but what's most exciting is they are launching a brand new flavor coming out May 20th, which honestly I thought this should have been maybe the original flavor, but it's lemonade salt.
When we saw the packet, Robbie, I didn't think anything of it. I was like, lemonade, what's that going to taste like?
Yeah, it's kind of like lime. You never know.
But it's really good.
I think it's the best flavor they have.
It's real good.
Yeah. I know people think because we're reading an ad that we're just making this up. This is by far my favorite flavor of Element.
And it's a limited time flavor, so I think everyone needs to buy it so that they keep it because I don't want it to go away.
Wait, why would it be limited time?
It says that on the website, which is crazy.
Do not make this limited.
No.
Make this unlimited.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you definitely want some if you haven't tried it. We talk about it all the time. We use it pre, post run, during the day just to stay hydrated.
I'm going to have Robbie read some copy.
Stay salty. Yeah.
Okay, so
I think they stole that from me.
we'll get you a t-shirt. You can get your free 8-count Element sample pack with any purchase by going to drinkelement.com/thedrop.
Do you think they'll throw a lemonade in there?
Yeah, I hope so, because it's so good.
It really does.
No, actually, you know what? Buy a box of the lemonade and then get your sample pack and you can try the other ones, but it's the lemonade you want.
But let me ask you, so it's 3 miles away from you at this point, right?
Where we stopped? Yeah.
So
sorry, it was a mile and a half to the first time we stopped.
Okay.
And I do feel like I remembered the second time we stopped. I didn't remember seeing my key in there.
So did you get 13 miles in?
So we ran back to the cabin. That's the place where we stopped. So that was 13.
Oh, the cabin that we went to and took the picture.
Yeah, because that's where I figured. And there's like a lot of people there. So I thought if somebody found it, maybe they just put it on the windowsill or just. So we ran back there and it wasn't there. Like checked the ground the whole way. Wasn't there. So ran back.
What's your mood at this point?
What's weird is I've had so many things happen to me where it turns out that it just comes up like my way, that eventually it works itself out, that I'm usually generally optimistic until all the options are exhausted. So I'm a little stressed. Like I'm thinking about it constantly. I can't talk about anything else except for this because I'm just thinking of all like the possibilities and where it could have happened. So we didn't find it, ran back to our car. So the other thing is that my wife and kids were meeting me there after the run to go on a hike there. So I made them go the other direction that I went to see if they could find it on that stretch while we hit all the trailheads to see if maybe somebody just put it, try to take it back to one of the other trailheads and then just set it somewhere. So that was a whole nother like 45 minutes of driving around trying to go hit the different trailheads, not at any of them. So we got back to the parking lot. I was like, well, I'm going to do this one other stretch that we did, which is another 3-mile run. So at this point,
20 miler?
I've done almost 17 miles
Oh
of
my
running
gosh.
when I intended to do 10. I haven't run 17 miles since Chicago Marathon training. And wasn't on that stretch at all either. So then at that point, it's like everything's exhausted. By the way, AAA, which I do have, does not come and do, like, they will send a locksmith to unlock your car, but not a locksmith to, like,
Start
make
it?
a new key.
Oh yeah, I figured.
I mean, I know they wouldn't pay for it.
Otherwise, I'd be like, hey, that Mercedes over there, and that BMW.
Well, I know they wouldn't.
Cybertruck in the Target.
I know they wouldn't pay for it, but I thought they'd at least send a locksmith out. So I just called someone that there's a mobile locksmith. And I was,
So wait, you never found the key?
hold on, it's not over yet. So I called a mobile locksmith, and he's like, I could be there in an hour and a half or 2 hours. And so my mom and, rest of my family, wife and kids were there. So I was like, we'll just go eat lunch somewhere nearby. And then I told him, just call me when he's like 25 minutes away. So we're having lunch, and he calls me and he's like, oh, I forgot to call. I'm like 10 minutes away. And I think we're 15 minutes away. So I'm like, all right, got to pay the bill. We'll head out. So, because we were pretty much done. And so we're driving back, and we're about 5 minutes away, and he's texting me like, is this your car? I said, yeah. I never lock the doors, which is that's the thing that makes me the most mad, is that it's pointless I didn't even have that I needed the key. And so he's like, I'll just start working on it while I'm waiting.
Wait, so I didn't know that.
This is a crazy thing, right? So I was like, couldn't you just do that for any car that's unlocked? Like, because he didn't ask me for anything.
Yeah.
Like, he was just going to make me a key straight up. And so
I don't even know how, like, is it like a wax mold they stick in the...
I don't know how it works, because it's not like an old school key. It's one of the electronic ones, but they can just make them on the spot. By the way, my friend who was with me, he was trying to call one of his friends who worked at a Subaru dealership, but it was Sundays, so they're closed and everything. But he was saying that if you have the push to start cars, he was like, his friend said that he can just remote start that. Like,
From the
a
dealership?
computer?
Yeah.
Like, he knows the serial number and be like
he could be like, work me through, like he could remote start the car for me.
Oh, that's cool.
Isn't that, it's kind of disconcerting to think
A little
about.
bit, yeah. That was
well,
my first impression.
especially since they don't give you, like, you don't get that connectivity.
Right.
So they're connected to your car even though you're not.
Right. Yeah. So anyways, so I'm almost to the place, and he was going to start working on my car, and he calls me back, and he says, I had to be honest with you. Somebody just came up to me and gave me your car key. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, a guy just said they found your key and just gave it to me.
How?
So apparently somebody ended up finding it, and maybe they had found it at the cabin before I did or whatever, and then went on a long hike or whatever. And they got back to the parking lot and were testing out to see what car it was, and they realized it was mine, and he was already there. So they just gave it to him, which I'm glad he was honest and said that they gave it to him, because he could have just pocketed that and still charged me $400 to make a key. So
I would have just given you a key back and said, that'll be $400.
yeah. So it ended up...
That was a nice lunch.
Yeah.
So it ended up, I already had a spare key at home, so it's not like I needed him to make another one. So I just paid him for his time out there, which is like $120.
Yeah.
Which
So it's like a race entry.
still sucks. What's funny is that that's how much I got. Like, my mother-in-law gave me like $100 for my birthday, which is nice of her. So that basically paid for my car key.
Well spent.
Yeah, so it was ridiculous, of course. And so I did get the key back. I just didn't wait long enough.
Okay, so but like
So you still don't know where it was. It's just somewhere on the trail.
That's actually what drives me the most crazy
Yeah.
is that I didn't get to talk to the person who actually found it because I just want to know
Where,
Like,
yeah.
did I miss it or did you get it before? Because that really calls into question my ability to find things
Yeah.
and scavenge if they found it after I had gone through there.
well, my question is, what did you learn?
Nothing much apparently because I think that's the second time that's happened to me.
And it'll happen again.
No,
I
like
have
are
no
you
doubt.
like is it alpaca shorts? Is it
With the zippers.
yeah?
Well,
Like what-
that
what-
would be the number one thing.
Like this all would have been avoided if you had had your regular shorts.
Yeah, because because this has happened before where I lost my key on a trail run out in Patapsco, and so next time I'll just hide it somewhere in my car if I lock it. Because I've done that before too, which I should have done. The other thing was that I got horrible sleep the night before. Actually, both nights before that, and whenever I get really bad sleep, it's just my mind is
Forgetfulness,
just completely gone. It's like
Yeah.
I forget. Yeah, it's just I forget everything.
What I was surprised, and I'm wondering if it hit up where you were. So when we did the trail run on Sunday, up there, that storm knocked over a bunch of trees over the trail and stuff like that. Like really, like some serious
Oh yeah.
damage. Did it make it all the way up into Pennsylvania?
No, up there I think was fine. There might have been like one. I think they had some stores, but not like down here.
Okay, because that's pretty inland where Oregon Ridge is. I mean, that's not like
Yeah, but I think Maryland in general, got
got
it
hammered.
pretty bad.
All right.
Yeah, so that was I wore the Mount to Coast T1 shoe.
What do you think?
I don't know. I actually liked it a lot.
I
Yeah.
did too.
Yeah, I wore that over the weekend as well.
You did? All three of us are out there mountain to coasting?
All right.
Memorial Day weekend.
Which is actually hilarious because it wasn't trail, it's gravel, but I thought it worked well on roads too. Do you know what I mean? Like
The cushioning is
yeah.
good enough.
Yeah.
It does have some knobby outsole on it. Were you using it for running or just?
Yeah, I was at the NCR, so kind of like the same.
Oh,
It's
same
gravelly.
idea.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But it was it was a
I
good
don't
shoe.
know. I would typically go with like a road shoe.
I normally do. That was like probably the first time I ever wore a trail shoe out to the NCR.
And would you do it again, or do you like a flat shoe, like a road shoe?
I mean, I would probably do it again. It's light enough, I think.
Yeah, I thought it felt pretty good as far as because I wore it even the next day. I did a 5-mile run and wore it again.
And when you go out to Colorado with Taylor, you're going to do a review of it with him.
Yeah. So I'll probably take it out there too.
What do you think of the dual lacing? Like, I don't know
Yeah.
that it's necessary.
I had to mess with it a bunch because it's weird. I think the way that the laces, the side, like the eyelets or whatever, it's hard to, like it doesn't all pull up at the same time. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so I
So
had
like
to-
if you yank it, it's not like it cinches
Right.
the entire closure.
Yeah.
It's like you got
still
to
have
go
to do the individual
Yeah.
rows. So that was annoying. But yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about it. And the laces were super long on them.
Yeah, I get it. Well, I think mine are. It's probably because you have a smaller size. And they probably
just
use the same size.
yeah.
But mine, you have a 10.5, Carl,
Yeah.
and I think it's got the proper amount of
I think
string.
so, yeah.
I just am like, is this necessary? Like, couldn't I just get away with
Yeah.
laces? And I get it. It's a nice feature,
Yeah,
but and do you think it runs a little long?
a little bit. I felt like maybe
Not that I noticed.
not long, but
Okay. You're also though.
I know closer to an 11, so it's like
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I like the foam feels good. The Vibram Mega Grip
yeah.
does the trick.
The only thing I got that certain shoes give me that like rubbing on the medial ball, like near your big toe. Like Skechers for some reason always give me that. I'm not sure if this one did, but in the past they always have. And I kind of felt that a little bit on my foot. But the ride was great though. I mean, I really liked it a lot. I thought it was pretty fantastic.
Yeah, same.
But yeah, so that was pretty much that whole.
Ordeal.
Nice
Damn
little.
How far did you run,
experience.
Carl?
I ran like 8 miles at the NCR, so it wasn't like.
I mean, but in that shoe on that's a pretty good test.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought it was pretty nice. If it was any like muddier I probably would be inclined to take it out again over there. But yeah, you're right. I'd probably just stick to a road shoe, like NCR. Just
we're gonna be out there this Saturday.
On Saturday, yeah. I'm already trying to think of what shoe I'm gonna bring.
Well, as long as it doesn't rain. If it rains,
I wore the freaking Cloud Boom Echo 3 on that.
Oh jeez.
Did you really? Were you there for the last one?
That was bad.
The picnic one that we did?
Not the picnic one, but yeah. Wait, not the last. It was like this is 2 years ago
with Faster Bastards and Believe Run Club.
Yeah, but it was it last year or 2 years ago? I did it 2 years ago.
Yeah, that was Meg was there. You did a workout. You were wearing Alpha Flies.
Oh jeez.
I mean, that's the first time I quote broke 3 hours in the marathon out there.
It was on the NCR trail.
On the NCR with some Alpha Flies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
During the pandemic.
My fastest marathon in the last few years was there on Alpha Flies.
Oh snap.
So.
That where you started and ended that race on the NCR trail, that's where when I was up there with my kids, where I went into the creek to get that water.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
I was like, this is a special place, kids. Remember this as the first time Megan Murray broke 3 hours.
Threw up Morton's on the side of the.
That was a little before the finish.
Because you were drinking hot shots, or what
Yeah.
are those? Is that what they're
Hot
called?
shots.
Okay.
Are they even still around?
I don't know. That was a.
Hot shots and cramp crushers is quite a year to.
Dude,
I never did the cramp crushers.
With some run gum. Wash it all down. I don't know. I'd rather mace myself in the face.
It's pretty much the same thing.
I know. That was the best because we're trying to break the 3 hours. And I see Megan getting sick. And she just stops. And she's thrown up. And I'm just like looking at the clock. I'm like, oh man, we're so close. Like if you could just. Please,
you could just stop doing that.
Stop puking. Just,
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Stop throwing up.
Start running.
Get this thing.
How far away was it from? Was that like miles?
It is about a mile, I think. A mile or 2 miles.
No, I think we were only at like 21, 22.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so 4 miles.
Yeah.
Still though, that's.
That was a fun day. John Over, Chris
I know.
Hogger,
I think about that sometimes. Like all those people just
and
came
Jeremy
out
Ardenoy.
and like they swapped cars and they paced me. I was like, what a nice group of humans that are just like doing this on a Saturday in the middle of a pandemic.
And I'm on a bike.
We also didn't mention last week we hosted the Hoka Believe Run Club run on Thursday night. And then we also opened great registration on Monday.
Yeah.
We're sold out of a lot of sizes, but there are still some left, especially on the men's side. So you can,
By the time people hear this,
maybe
but why
not.
don't you get, yeah.
I don't know. You can check the website. Maybe not by the time this podcast
Hopefully you
comes
got
out.
in, but man, yeah, it was quick. And people are enthusiastic, so that's exciting.
Yeah.
All right, second check-in. The weather's been pretty tumultuous here in Baltimore lately. We had a lot of heavy rain and some storms knocking trees over, as you probably heard on some of our other podcast episodes. But it is going to get hot out there pretty soon. So make sure you stay hydrated. Make sure you have your electrolytes with you. And if you're going on a longer run, make sure you fuel up, take some gels with you. And it's always good to just be practicing with the gels that you like for a race day, even in the off season, because some people like myself, we like routine and we like the same things over and over again. And as runners, I think you can agree with me there. So use this time off season to either test out some new products, some new gels, some new hydration, or stick to what you like. And if you know what works for you, then just keep using that.
This episode is also sponsored by Lagoon Pillows. You've heard us talk about these before. They're our favorite bed accessory. Is that what you could call them?
I call it a head accessory.
Okay. There was a study in 2013 that found that using the right supportive pillow to maintain proper spinal alignment during sleep led to a 63% improvement in overall sleep quality.
Wow.
I mean,
Who did that study?
I don't know, but obviously
Dr.
your pillow is quite important.
No, it's you can't go wrong with a Lagoon.
I did see somebody taking a pillow, and you know the ones that are all yellow from like head
gross.
grease or whatever it is, and showing you how to get that out. But you don't need to a Lagoon because you can take off the cover and wash it.
That's like having a Satisfy Moth Tech shirt, but for a pillow.
Satisfied you come out with a dirty pillow.
Oh, no.
All right.
Yeah, everyone needs a clean pillow, a fresh pillow. So if you don't have a Lagoon sleep pillow yet, go to lagoonsleep.com/believe. And right on that page, there's a button at the top that you take a quiz, you find the exact pillow that's designed for you so you can have that amazing sleep. And you can use the code BELIEVE for 15% off your purchase.
I mean, it's strange because even though we've done this now, this is 11th time.
Yeah.
It still blows me away that.
So the morning that Grit registration opened, I was running around the harbor, and one of those ice cream trucks that we've talked about on here before was just
Mr.
parked
Tasty.
in front of
Story, yeah.
Pier 5. Thomas calls me today on his drive, and he's like, there's more than one of those.
There's two right at Patterson Park.
Oh, with the kids' faces on it?
Yeah.
That's
and the
not like
dude,
a unique, weird ice cream truck. That dude has multiple insane ice cream trucks.
Mr. Tasty is a franchise.
Okay, so there's many children's faces.
No, they're all the same kids.
Same kids.
It's the same wrap, just like multiple
many
trucks, right? That's what
Yeah.
you're saying.
Well, here's how I knew, because Meg took a picture of the back of the truck, and when I saw the side of the truck, I was like, "Oh, she should have gotten this," because you can really see the guy's face and the kids' faces. And then when I was driving past, I looked at the back, and it had a different back than Meg's picture did. And then I look up, and there's another Mr. Tasty truck, like 4 trucks down. That dude's he's getting this.
What if I wrap my car with my kids' faces on it?
Would you put Mr. Tasty on it? In dripping, gooey looking letters?
Yeah, probably not. I don't want to get pulled over every 5 miles. Do you think, but here's the thing, kids grow up, as you can imagine.
Not if you keep them in a refrigerated truck.
That's true. That's true. Cryogenically freeze in yogurt.
Mr. Tasty.
It's like Han Solo, but like Han Solo cup.
Dude, the Reddits on this are hilarious.
Oh, there are people?
Oh,
This has
yeah.
been talked?
There's lots.
Would it give us some?
Oh, no. You can go and read them all.
Okay, that bad?
On Baltimore subreddit?
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably just a father that loves his kids.
That's the best case scenario.
I mean, and himself, because his face is on there too.
Yeah.
In multiple spots.
It's better than getting a tattoo of a kid on your forearm.
I don't know if you're right about that.
Yeah.
I think
let me see it again.
He must have made these. He must have designed the truck himself, because like half of the ice creams overlap, and like the writing's cut off on some of it on like.
Wait,
the
you don't
cones.
think this was professionally designed?
Oh, so it's only 3 kids. He just replicates them.
Multiple.
Yeah. Unless they're twins.
Uh,
And he also has a twin brother.
That could be it. Just a family of twins
yeah.
that love ice cream.
Man, it does run in the family.
Have you seen him, the dude?
No.
I don't think so.
And now that I know there's multiple trucks, we may never.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. It's not. We're never gonna see him.
He doesn't even drive him. He probably just sits in the command center somewhere and just
Yeah, operating
GPS
from
just
his,
like tells the
Yeah, move that truck.
I see kids over at Rash. Move the truck there now.
Yeah.
That I just with Be More Licks so close by to Patterson Park.
Yeah.
Which we took the boys to, and Meg's mom this weekend. And you would think that would be the lockdown, like there wouldn't be space for a.
I mean, never underestimate the laziness of people.
I was literally just gonna say that, dude.
Yeah.
Literally. Just, yeah.
Well, like when I said saw someone door dashing Ritas, that's about as as low as you can get. That is the one thing he has going for him. It's a melting product. So if he delivers it straight to your door, you're getting it fresh.
Well, I think he just hangs out at the park. Or I think those trucks hang out at the park.
Someone said the man literally has a picture of a strawberry sundae from Dairy Queen on the side of the truck.
That's so good.
It would be even better if there was like a watermark in the corner or something.
Yeah. There's no regulations on those trucks.
Oh, goodness. The air balloons are a nice touch.
The other thing is that their prices aren't, you would think it'd be really reasonable, but it's still a little, like it's up there. It's not.
Like, have you purchased something from
Yeah.
Mr. You have.
I don't know if it's.
You're a patron of Mr. Tasty.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
How's his ice
Are
cream?
we talking like $7?
No, I think like a soft serve is $3 or something.
Oh,
but I mean, it's not bad, but.
How much is an ice cream from...
This is from a couple years ago because it's been a little while since I've gotten it.
How much is an ice cream from Be More Licks?
Yeah, I mean, if you get it's like 5 for the small, maybe like 550.
They're small though. It's ridiculous.
Or I mean,
Still
like
pretty
the
big. It's like 2 scoops.
Yeah.
it's like the kids one.
like we got the ice cream and like it was pretty big.
Yeah, ice cream's good though.
I do like it.
I also learned from this Google search of the ice cream truck that July is actually National Ice Cream Month.
No
so
way.
we nailed it.
How about that?
Oh,
Oh,
geez.
dude, look at that.
Yeah.
Like it's Kismet. We don't even know what's going on.
No.
We got to start thinking about winter grid.
No.
Yeah, seriously.
No, not yet. It's too soon.
Wait till the middle of July. Let's get halfway through.
Yeah.
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 What's nice is we will be able to send out stuff a little sooner this year. So we'll be getting swag out. Still, I have to order stickers, but
Okay.
everything else is coming along.
Yeah, so that's exciting for grit to start.
Are you?
Dude, I'm gonna be in Florida for a week of grit.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's really gritty.
It's the worst.
So do you have a goal?
I don't know. I think I would actually. Here's the problem: when you have like a coach doing stuff with you, it's like you feel beholden to that. But I think I'm gonna throw it out. I think I'm gonna do something weird.
300.
Not 300. But I do want to. I like doing the. I haven't done the crazy grit in a while, like the daily doubles and stuff.
Just
Yeah.
miles wherever you can get
Yeah,
them.
just jamming in miles.
I like
kinda
that.
wanna do
It makes
that.
it more fun.
Yeah.
I enjoyed every time I've done the 300. I've enjoyed it just because the month goes by so quick because you're doing double runs and stuff like that, and then on top of it, you're like, you can start to see like, oh, am I on track to do it?
Yeah.
And then you really get strategic. The last
Then people panic run a 100-mile week.
last
end of
week and a half,
January.
you're like, let's make this happen. But I remember like Kafuzi came into town one time. I guess we were doing our grit party, and everybody was like running. And then like it's the only time that when I'll hit my watch, like it doesn't matter where I am. If you told me I had to run 6 miles this morning, and say that was 3 miles from the house, but I clicked over at 6, I'm walking the rest of the way. But during grit, that's the one where I'll be like, all right, it's an
add an
extra
extra-
quarter
A little bit,
mile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, helps.
That adds up.
That's my one tip is like it's like the pocket change. Like get that extra little, like if you can go just an extra quarter mile every day.
Speaking of pocket change, I have this idea of seeing. That's kind of what a part of the idea driving me is seeing strictly if I do the grit, like daily doubles and crazy stuff, how much
I have an idea for you.
change or stuff I could accumulate in that month,
Oh, picking it up?
and then have an ice cream fund
Oh.
I like that.
for that, and see how much ice cream I could buy.
I
with
mean, if
whatever
you
I
get like
find.
one solid day and you find like a 20,
Yeah.
Like-
I was also, but here, tell me what you think about this. It's also like if you find something that on the run that you could flip
for cash.
for cash and contribute towards that. Do you think
Okay, yeah, I like
that can
that.
count?
Are
Yeah,
you
that
gonna
counts.
Are you gonna
Any
flip
value.
it before the end of the month and get
Yeah,
the cash?
yeah.
Okay, then that's
It
fair.
has to be part of the
Yeah.
equation.
I'll throw in another thing that I think would be fun that we could all do. Bring in a pair of die.
I got you.
Paradise.
Yeah, no, they need. Yeah, bro. They
We're
need
going
to,
paradise.
No,
They need to change the name of dice to
Die
be
and
dice
dice.
for 1 or 2.
yeah,
just say
yeah,
dice.
Dices.
dice,
Don't
yeah.
can't you say dice for or you have to say die?
You're supposed to say die for 1, which just sounds rude,
Yeah.
and then say dice for both.
Oh, I rarely say die.
Anyway,
Yeah.
we bring in dice, and then the day before, so like for tomorrow's thing,
know where this is
we
going.
roll the dice, and you have to run those miles. So whatever comes up, and
I do like
What's the
that.
max it could be?
12.
Oh,
Well,
and
Megan's, she's like, I'm doing that every
No,
day.
but she has. If she's doing doubles, then she has to roll twice.
Oh, so
no,
it's
you could do 24 in a day.
Yeah,
I like that.
Oh,
This would be fun, and we
Do
could
it.
every day during grit we could, because then we could put it on our story and be like, okay, Meg's turn to roll, boom, first run, and we can say like Wednesdays or double runs or something,
But what if you would hit,
or Thursdays.
what if you would hit
Hit
like a
one.
2-mile run every time?
Yeah.
Snake eyes, she'd be like,
Yeah, but then you lose the distance challenge between us. So like it's like we get Carl, you,
Oh, I see.
me, and we see who can get the most miles, and you can only do like one double a week or something like that.
We should change the theme to casino.
Dude, seriously, I was gonna say.
There's our winter grit theme.
Winter Grit, yeah. Oh, Goldeneye. What was the James Bond video game? Was that Goldeneye?
Yeah, GoldenEye. Yeah.
Yeah. We do
Yeah.
James Bond Goldeneye.
I don't hate that idea.
I do
It's
like that idea.
interesting.
You have to run in a tuxedo.
We could also do other things like roulette.
Yeah. I mean, I'm down.
Dude, yeah.
Dude,
Robbie's worlds
Blackjack
colliding.
action.
I can't tell if Robbie would be more happy out getting 2 or if he'd be more happy getting 12.
Yeah. Oh, that's tough. Oh man, I like that idea though.
I'd say we do it, but how fun would that be? Like every day we run, and if you want to do double, you can do double, but you still have to roll for the double.
Okay.
Like that's what I would do. I actually
Can you do
think-
more than the dice?
Say that you have to double down. Here's how you get a double. If you roll your first roll and it comes up like
Equal.
like 2 1s, 2 2s,
Right.
then you have to roll again,
Oh.
and that's your double. So you would know. Like so, if you got double 6s, you're like crap. It's gonna be a double. You got to roll again.
And then you have to run a double. Oh, so then that's when you get a double.
You can
Because
either
have
run
to-
a double,
Yeah.
or you could just do all the miles at one shot.
But that's your total.
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting.
What if you roll?
Can you
2
run-
doubles though, and then you have to roll again? You have 3.
A triple.
Yeah, you have to keep rolling as long as you get doubles. Wow. You could end up running 30, 40 miles.
It's a 50K on a
Yeah.
Wednesday morning.
Dude,
Casual
let's do it. This
Tuesday.
will be fun.
Yeah. No, I like that idea. I'm not against.
I'm into it. I like it.
You're in?
I mean, I'm into, yeah.
All
I'm
right.
into it. I didn't say I'm into it.
Oh, what was I going to say about that? I had a different thing on my mind. Anyways, I like that idea. I'm into it.
All right, let's do it. Megan, are you in?
Oh, what I was asking is if you do, like, say Meg rolls at 3, but she wants to run 10 miles. Can you still run more? But it only
See, that would be I think
Because
that's
you can't
also
count it.
part of the gamble is that you could get screwed with a low number.
I mean, I would obviously be fine with this
I'm not
outcome.
training for anything, so it's like, yeah, I'm like, fun for me.
Like it would drive Megan nuts if she got a
would.
3.
I know.
And then like the next day a 2, and then
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, I can't be doing that.
No, that would be amazing.
gamble.
That's the gamble. Like for you, getting a low number would be horrible. For
And
Robbie, getting
Are there any zeros on these dice?
no.
Okay.
Custom
no-
dice.
Two.
It's not a Dungeons and Dragons dice.
No.
All right.
We're gonna give Robbie a special.
Oh, you know what would also be cool? We could make a little game board with the 4 runners on it.
That'd be cool.
And you progress, like in 300 could be like the finish. So depending on the person, we could see where we are tracking with each other.
Okay.
You go ahead and design that.
All right, I'll do it. I got till July.
Yeah, you got a
can
little
do
bit of time.
That's like a month away,
Yeah.
Yeah.
literally.
Oh, are you kidding? If we do, we could have a little sign. I could get like a little Velcro sign. We put it up there.
Really going full throttle here.
Charlie's Angel.
We
Yeah.
could design an interactive app for people to play.
Dude, yeah.
Everyone can download it and gamble on us.
Yeah.
See who.
Wait,
I do like
put a
this
pin in that one.
because we
Yeah.
could give out a prize for the person who gets closest to our final totals of miles.
Yeah. And then I could do something to kind of like rig it where I tell somebody what I'm going to end up with and say, I'll take a cut of your
But you don't
winnings.
know.
Nice.
You don't know what you're gonna end up with.
That's true. Oh, that's right. Because
You
I'll
gotta-
random.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Random. Robbie's already like,
Yeah,
I've got
look
my
at
own
you, dude.
dice that I'll
Yeah, I'm
bring
going to
in.
need to bring in my
Trying
yeah.
to Ocean's 13 this thing. Right?
Dude, I have the dice because I was in the garage this weekend cleaning stuff out, and there was a Star Wars Monopoly that the boys had left back there. I threw out the Monopoly board and all that, but I kept because it had the little, the little player people. They're cool. They're like one's a stormtrooper helmet.
Yeah.
One's, kept that and the dice.
You can't. I feel like you can never throw out dice. That's one thing. I just feel like I'm always.
I'm
gonna need it at
shocked
some
you
point.
threw out Monopoly. I feel like that's a game where you just like keep it because it's Monopoly.
It'd been sitting in the garage for so long.
Yeah.
And I also threw out the deck that had the boobies on it.
Oh,
What?
What?
There was a skateboard deck. I think Brandon gave it to me. And the boys took the wheels and the trucks, but just left the deck and the
I thought
deck.
you meant a deck of like Playboy cards or something.
Yeah.
That is the first time I saw a naked woman was on a pair of naked playing cards. Yeah. my dad had in the garage. I remember finding that box. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, to go back to the skateboard, you threw that out?
Just a deck. Do you want it?
I mean, if you have
What
it
is the
still.
skateboard deck?
It's still in
That's
it's garage.
Oh,
just
the
the
board?
wood part. Yeah.
It's like 98% of the board. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what was it like? What brand was
Yeah.
it?
Boobs.
Yeah, but what brand?
I don't know. I have it. I'll let you.
Carl
know.
wants it. Look at that face.
I just want it's good apartment decor. I don't know.
It
Yeah.
might be.
Yeah. All right, final check-in. The long run is almost over. If you are running while listening to this podcast, of course, which you probably are. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was very peaceful for you. I hope we didn't bore you too much. I know this episode's a little bit shorter, but it's kind of a crazy week here, I believe, in the run. Like I said, Grit just opened up, and we are getting ready to do our summer projects and events. So hopefully you guys check us out while we do all that. Make sure you hit us up on Instagram and the website, of course, for any new updates. But yes, Summer Grit starting soon. So finish up that run and maybe treat yourself to a little cone or something. We'll see you next week.
This episode is sponsored by Swiftwick.
Are they going to go one more?
Yeah, so I don't know if you watched any of that this week.
I caught some of it on Matt Choi's channel.
The BPN Go One More Ultra, which it's over now, right?
It's a backyard ultra, so very well could still be going, but I don't know.
I think it might be over, but because I know two of the athletes who were running, Mitch Amons and Lauren Osborne, were both sporting Swiftwick socks the entire time.
And we know Mitch.
Yeah, Mitch was, third, 125 miles.
Wow.
So,
Yeah. And
good.
Mitch is also a fascinating person to check on, so you should definitely know his story. And then also, you guys like him because he smokes cigarettes after he finishes races.
Right, yeah. It's a legend in my book.
and obviously love Swiftwick socks. So, if you guys have not picked up some socks yet, you can go to swiftwick.com/collections/believe and then use the code BELIEVE15 for 15% off your first purchase.
And get them feet covered up with a good pair of socks.
Robbie also almost came home with a creature.
Oh yeah, did we talk about this last
I
week?
can't remember if we talked about it on the podcast or
no,
not.
we
I
did.
can't remember either.
We
Yeah.
did talk about it because someone messaged me about it.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, I saw that dog playing around in one of your videos.
Yeah.
It's going to be a big boy.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, he looks big paws.
That's the whole thing. It's like,
You get a saddle.
yeah. No, it was, the problem is because I'm going away to Colorado for 4 days, and then my mother-in-law is coming into town for a couple of days, so it would have been a bad.
chaos. Yeah.
When are you going to do?
So I think it would be like if we get it.
Would you take it down to Florida?
No, my mom would keep it for the week or whatever.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, so I think if we get it, I keep saying if, but you know.
The kids are already aware that
Yeah,
it's
to say,
happening.
Ryan
I would pretty
Jonas,
much. I think
like,
they'd run away.
yeah,
if that
okay.
happened. It would be like next week sometime. So I'll keep you posted.
Did you name him?
Well, yeah. I have no idea why, but my oldest wants to call him George.
Oh,
And,
I like George.
It's a good yeah. And he
Ralphie and George?
I don't
Yeah.
even know where it came from, but that's the name. So
Curious George.
it is a very
George of the
cool,
Jungle.
they're very cool, chill, smart dog. So I mean, I
Wait,
love
how do you
it.
know it's smart?
Well, my sister has one of its siblings, and she
Went to
basically
Yale.
taught all its tricks in like 10 minutes.
Oh, wow.
So
Ralphie still doesn't know
Ralphie
anything.
peed on his leg this morning, like full on, just leaned his leg up to pee on a tree and just hit the front leg like hard.
on his,
Like just showered himself.
It's really bad.
dang. Oh man,
It's upsetting.
He's not the smartest.
He's so cute, though.
Yeah.
He's just not smart.
yeah. So, anyways, that's pending. I'll give you an update on that when that happens.
Okay.
Ralphie, George. I don't know what Helen's dog's name. She have a like?
she's gonna kill me.
Is it a human name?
Yeah.
What is it? What the hell? Why
Steve.
am I blanking right now? I'm like Robbie. My brain is just
That's
fried
alright.
from the weekend.
It's hard to think about.
Oh,
in the
Goose.
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 moment. I
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Speaking
Is
of,
that from Top Gun?
I was gonna say, speaking of Goose, somewhat. I saw Mission Impossible this past week.
I heard it was good.
It was very good. Yeah.
One person slammed it, but they seemed very intellectual. And I was like,
Dude,
it's an action film.
It's a blockbuster movie.
They were like, it
franchise.
was the move pretty slow. My favorite part was the biplanes.
I mean, that was an amazing action scene.
Do you know what's crazy about that scene?
What?
That Tom is the film crew during that whole scene. Like he's working a camera while he's doing those stunts.
What?
Yeah, he had like in that cockpit, he's by himself.
Uh-huh.
And I haven't seen the whole scene, so I don't know, but I watched this whole thing on it. And he's operating a camera.
Oh, wow.
And also flying the plane into the light so that it's getting the right light for the shot.
Whoa.
So he's setting the scene, doing the camera, and doing all the stunt work and flying it.
I mean, this is like
amazing.
what? It's like the 7th or 8th.
This is the last one, right?
8th one.
Final Reckoning.
Mm-hmm. So it's like part 2 of the
last-
movie that came out a couple years ago, which was fantastic. And this one, it was, I thought it was pretty great. There's if you saw the last one, then you know that the like antagonist is this sort of mind control AI type thing. And that's the only problem I think I had.
That was the one where they're looking for the key.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think that's the only problem I had with this final installment is that the villain is more like this idea than an actual
Like Darth Vader.
They have the guy that kind of represents it or whatever, but it's not as like I like the Bond
Yeah, like one
villains are just like pretty great. That was the only thing I didn't quite like, but they had a lot of throwbacks to the early movies, even to the first one, which was super cool. Like they brought back some people from the first one that were never in it, and I thought that was awesome. And they had some cool, I mean, it's just a good movie.
So Rotten Raccoons, how many does it get?
I would give it, and by the way, Mission Impossible 1 is one of my all-time favorite movies. Like as a kid, it was one of my favorite movies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I would say out of 10,
Sure.
I'll give it a solid like 8, 9.
Wow.
That's good.
That's really good.
Yeah.
That's on my list then.
Yeah. No, it was long though. It was 2 hours and 50 minutes.
250 or 15?
250.
Too long.
Yeah.
I'm out.
It was very
Well,
long.
no, I think you cut it up into days.
I will say that they did a good job. Like there were some slow parts, but it seemed shorter than that in the theater. And by the way, I went to a theater and it was like
Clean and nice.
it was pretty clean, pretty nice. Nobody talked, no phones in the movie.
love it.
Even during the dead quiet parts, not a single sound. I was like, this is.
What time of day did you go?
I went at 7:30 at night on the second night it opened.
I wonder if
Okay.
everybody's playing pickleball.
Yeah. But I will say it was only half full too, which is just crazy to think about because I was thinking back to when I was, 20 years ago when I was in college or teenager, and then thinking about how, like when you would go to an opening night blockbuster or that opening weekend, it is packed.
Yeah.
Like, you're lucky if you get a front row seat if you show up within 5 minutes.
Dude,
of
I
the
remember
start.
not being able to get tickets to movies.
Right.
Just like you're out of luck.
I had thought that when we were going at 7:30, I was like, man, I hope we get a seat. I was like, we arrived,
The
we
whole
got
movie
there
theater?
like 10 minutes early and sat like directly in the middle.
That's
Like,
awesome.
So
perfect seat.
did you bring the boys?
No, we didn't bring them. So.
Okay. Is it too little too crazy for them?
Yeah,
It's
maybe.
also very long.
It's also very long.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it wasn't like super violent or anything, but
I think that I mean we're gonna wait till it comes out.
actually it was
at the
pretty
house.
violent. But not like
We just
gory.
do it like
Not
over
gory.
3 days.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, or it'll be worth it. It's good.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
Okay.
Well, have you watched all the other ones, Meg?
Most of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I haven't really watched them in
And there's a lot of running.
sequence. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
Tom Cruise is insane, but also very lovable for some reason. I don't know
Also
what it
insane.
is.
He transcends, like there's certain people that can
Yeah.
transcend the craziness, and he's one of them.
Yeah.
It is weird because I did think during the late 90s or early 2000s that he was going down with the jumping on the couch with Oprah Winfrey and stuff. You're like, oh, it's over.
Right.
And somehow, I'll tell you what I think won me over. Tropic Thunder.
Oh yeah.
That was
Oh,
good.
dude, yes,
That was a
yeah.
good
I think
one.
that was
Like that's where you saw like, okay, this guy has a sense of humor about himself. Like he gets it.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
That character was so good.
I know.
I think people just respect other.
A lot.
Like if you work really hard at your craft
Yeah.
too. Which
Well, he's just good at it too,
yeah,
though.
and
Like,
he's
Yeah.
great.
Like, name a movie that he's been in that you were like, meh, he mailed that one in. Like, what was that one where he went around with Jamie Foxx and murdered people?
Oh, Collateral?
Yeah.
Dude.
That was good.
Great movie. Yeah.
I even like Vanilla Sky.
Yeah,
Some of
that
his
was solid,
science
dude.
fiction
That's
ones
a
have
great
been
movie.
a little lame, but it's not because of him.
Yeah.
Isn't he also like he's a director and producer and actor, right? Doesn't he do like
Yeah, he
everything?
does.
He basically does everything.
And
at
his
this point.
stunts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talented.
There's also a video of him, I think, during the premiere. Like, he was at an AMC theater, and there's like video of him talking to like the employees.
Yeah.
He's just like holding like a bag of popcorn. He's standing for like 20 minutes. Someone's
that
like,
one where they're like making fun of him for how he eats popcorn.
"Oh, is that? I don't know."
There was a meme because he was like taking the popcorn, and someone was like, "He's definitely an alien. I've never seen anybody eat popcorn like that."
Yeah.
Because he basically takes a scoop and he's like,
Like there's a whole thing.
throws it in his mouth. So he was dropping pieces.
Plus, and he did the whole Olympics thing, which was super awesome when he parachuted in or
Yeah.
whatever. That
Oh
was cool.
yeah, I forgot
Oh
about
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I think what hurt him though was his romances and the Scientology.
Yeah, the Scientology
Scientology.
thing
Yeah, I
is
was
probably
gonna
the
say
biggest
it's the
thing, but yeah, the
Scientology
romance
did
thing
it, I
too.
think.
Yeah.
But that I think those are together. I think that those marriages and the church and everything
I mean,
were part of everything. I
Yeah.
mean, there was a long time where people were saying that they weren't sure that he was,
What?
gonna get married at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Was that back in the 90s?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I remember the first time I saw him, he was in.
Is that after Cocktail?
Probably. What was Outsiders.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if that was his first movie, but the first movie that like really blew up for me was Risky Business.
Right. Yeah.
And I think that's when it became like
I
a
could see that.
household.
Did you see the Boulder and Connor Mann?
Yes,
Yeah.
that was such an epic finish.
yeah.
It kind of reminds me of the Sarah Hall at the
Oh,
London
yeah.
Marathon.
Definitely.
But the angles aren't as good. Like, I want that close.
Because was it just
Tight
the
shot.
person in the stand? That's the
Yeah.
one I saw?
Well, no, but there's another one
Oh,
that's
is there?
longer that captured the two of them
Coming in.
coming in. I think there must have been a car. Yeah, like a car in front of them
Oh, I
for
didn't see
part of
that.
it. And so there was some of that footage. And he was 4 seconds behind the guy with like half a mile to go.
Whoa.
Like it was crazy.
And that's a short race. It's not like a...
10K.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was a hill and then a downhill right before they come into the stadium that he he really made some time up. And then that turn, I mean, you see he just like has a different like gear that I don't think most people have.
No.
It's crazy.
That was awesome.
You know what he wasn't wearing? The Skechers.
Skechers.
Because he's a Nike athlete. But we have always been.
Kara Goucher wore Skechers though, right?
Yes,
she
she
did.
did.
She was a Nike.
And she was Nike. So there's still time for Connor.
Yeah, Connor, if it doesn't work out for you, you can always get your Skechers on. I mean, we've always had a good relationship with Skechers. It's one of those shoes that is underrated as far as.
We've also like made quite a bit of fun of them for
Oh,
their
for sure.
total knockoffs of On shoes.
Well,
and every brand shoes.
Yeah.
But those aren't the
Hoka,
performance
On.
ones.
Right. So
Those are
True,
the-
different
Yeah,
lines.
those
Main ones.
are-
But this shoe, pull out this insole, by the way. That, my friends, is a freaking insole.
So you're holding the Skechers Aero Spark, is
Correct.
what it's called.
Yeah.
correct.
Which is a daily trainer tempo shoe.
It's a daily trainer.
Okay.
I think it feels fantastic. The foam is really nice, but now I'm realizing I took out this thing. This is a spongy insole.
Yeah,
like
dude.
this is like at least, that's like 5 millimeters of sponge.
Yeah.
Who made this? Is this theirs?
And then go into the footbed. You've got another spongy Strobel there in there. And then you come down to this foam. I wasn't sure. I thought the foam was really nice. It might be the insole.
Yeah, it's a combination of all the things. A very interesting feeling, like rocker,
Like
arch
almost backwards.
thing. Yeah, it's definitely further back than a
when
lot
I
of shoes.
first put them on this morning was the first run I did of them. I felt like I was going backwards.
Yeah.
Like there was no heel or something.
Right.
Dude, this thing is insane. This insole.
But it's a nice ride. I mean, we've always enjoyed the rides of Skechers.
They were the first with the supercritical midsoles, and they did them better than everybody else for a long time.
The Skechers ride 10 or that was a shoe that if anyone was starting running, I'd just be like, just get
Yeah.
that shoe. It's like you'll like it. It's a nice shoe.
Yeah, don't mind people laughing at you.
Yeah, just tape over the S on the side.
Yes.
At least they like somewhat updated their logo.
Yeah.
It's a little. I don't know. It's a little bit.
This
better.
upper, like, talk about kind of maybe looking similar to another shoe. This upper looks a lot like a Hoka.
Yeah.
A Hoka Clifton, to be
It
exact.
has that thing,
Yeah,
which is
the-
on the.
Yeah.
It's comfortable.
It's heavily influenced, maybe.
Yeah.
But it looks better than a lot of Skechers in the past. So
Yeah. I mean, it's a really nice daily trainer. I'm not sure how much it costs, you know?
$130.
Oh, that's actually pretty solid.
Stack height is 3630, so 6mm drop. I like that one of the specs they include on here is that it's machine washable.
yeah, that was on the box.
Throw that guy into the wash if you need to.
Good.
For all those people who are like, I don't like white shoes.
There
Yeah.
is a carbon infused plate.
The H plate,
8H
right?
plate,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's their plate that
Also,
I don't even know what it does.
this Goodyear rubber.
Yeah.
Sticky.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
The traction on this was really nice.
Yeah, so I mean a pretty solid ride. Like I've only put 4 miles on mine, but I enjoyed it, I think, more than I thought I was
think
going
I
to.
have like 25 miles on mine.
Yeah.
I wore it for
You
like,
should do a review.
I will. I wore it for a bunch of runs. I think. Do you know what it weighs? Does it say? Oh, okay. I think
On
it's
the
a
specs it says 7.8 for a women's 7.
10.34 for a 10.5. So 10.3 ounces. And
Okay.
then for grams, that's 293 grams.
So that's like about normal.
It's,
pretty
it's
standard.
normal, but like, would we have to add this shoe? See, here's the areas where I think it falls a little short. It runs a little long, but
Which I feel like Skechers always have.
yeah, like I don't know why, but it almost has like a cowboy boot fit. Like it's like the pointy toe comes out.
Yeah.
But it didn't seem to bother me on the run. Meg also said it didn't bother you that it was.
Yeah,
like-
when I was lacing up I noticed it, but out on the run I was like, it's no issue.
I can't get this insole back in.
I know I had to really work it because the foam.
It's just getting awkward at this point. Like I'm
the
abusing
foam
the shoe.
underneath of it is also sticky.
Yeah, that's why it's
Amateur
friction
hour
versus
over
friction.
here.
Oh, there's no way you're getting on that in the
Yeah.
first try.
Like a
Yeah.
pro. Look at that.
Like,
Denied at the midfoot.
Yeah, it
They-
got stuck.
yeah, it took me a little while to get mine in. It's a good shoe.
Yeah, no,
Solid for $130.
$130. That's a very good daily trainer.
$130.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one thing about Skechers is
Yeah.
they kind of keep it low and at a reasonable price point. With
I mean, a carbon infused H plate, a nice supercritical foam.
Good
This
outsole.
Good outsole.
insole is insane. Like that's a pretty cushy.
Yeah,
Like it is a good shoe.
it's crazy is that you will never convince. There's a whole subset of runners that you will never convince to buy
And-
that shoe.
I mean,
and I
come on,
agree
you
with
kind
them
of
to a
understand.
Yeah.
certain degree. Like I don't.
I get it.
Like
it's
you
so
want to
hard.
look cool out on your runs. It's hard to feel cool.
Yeah, for $10 more if you have the Rebel, or for $20 more if you have.
This
the
is we have
Yeah.
running shoes at home.
Yeah.
But like that's actually a good running shoe though.
It is.
It's not like
Megan makes a killer smash burger, but it's not the same as going out
To Shake
for-
Shack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're good. I got it back in. If
Oh,
anyone
all right.
was concerned
Yeah.
about the insole not making it back.
I also think Megan's women's colorway is more masculine than the men's colorway.
Fruity Pebbles thing that you got.
I wouldn't call either of them masculine.
Right, but I was just saying more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That looks like if you.
Pretty
It
good.
kind of looks like if you had the Nerds box with the watermelon and cherry on both sides, and then you shook it in your mouth and then chewed them up and then spit it out. That's
This
kind
is
of what it looked like.
Yeah, that's probably
you
what they
know
went
very
for.
well what that
very
looks like, huh?
descriptive.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good shoe for 130. It's hard not to say, hey, this needs to belong in that like little group of 150 and below.
Oh, definitely.
shoes.
No, it does.
This is almost the ride of this though. Is what I was hoping that like the Pegasus would be, or
Yeah.
you know, the plate is going to throw you off, but the H plate is not like your typical.
Yeah.
It barely. Yeah. I'm not even sure what exactly. It
Why?
does.
Yeah.
I think they just put it in there to put it in there. What do you think of the arch fit on it? Because it is kind of aggressive.
I like it.
You like it?
I have a
Yeah.
high arch though.
I have flat feet and I don't mind it.
Okay.
So
You don't like it?
I didn't really care either way. It just feels different.
What's interesting to me, the tongue construction. A lot of people are making thinner and thinner tongues, and this one's medium weight. I compare it to maybe the Rebel V5 tongue, but what they did is they put a harder laminate over the top by where the laces would be tied, so you get a really nice protection from lace bite.
Oh, yeah. True. It's all around pretty good. Pretty good shoe. All right.
yeah, that's it for this week.
What would a Skechers Run Club look like? Like the people who all show up in Skechers.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
I would be there.
Ending the show.
I'm showing up.
Robbie's a
What?
pacemaker.
In your New Balance shorts with no pocket.
Yeah. I think, it's
Mottech. We have Mottech at home.
That's the proper, right there.
I did wear the the Moth-Tech shirt on a run, and then it was I showed up to the pickleball court, and people were getting a kick out of that.
Really, I
sure they
wore
did.
my Moth-Tech shirt on my trail run with Theo.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Why are there holes in your shirt, Dad?"
You're like, because it costs $130. That's why.
Yeah. I was like,
Professionally made
so
holes.
that's not holes. That's ventilation.
Yeah. It does. I mean, as dumb as it is, it does work to keep you. If
It does, but
on the contrary,
you can
like if you
really
were-
do it to any shirt yourself.
yeah, you shot it with a shotgun, which is the
I did.
easiest
That
way
one's
to
good.
do it.
But I think I could just take scissors and snip, snip, snip.
Yeah, but shotgun's one and done.
Shotgun was great.
Yeah.
You want to make some more?
Kind of. Yeah.
All right. Let's do. I have an idea for a Faster Bastard shirt that maybe
Okay.
we could moth. Actually, I have a new shotgun, so.
I have an old one, so
All right, let's
We can
go.
collaborate.
Let's go make some shirts.
let's go up to Herring Run Park and back in the woods and
Oh, there you go.
have some fun. All right. Anything else?
Nope, we gotta go.
All right. Bye.
Hi, Ma.
Hi, Robin.
Got my laces tied, my trusty podcast by my side. If you wanna tuck run, it's the place to be.